Mr. Nathan, has this Javelin really sat here since 1989? Yes, 37 years, and my broken arm couldn't save her. Don't worry, we're dragging her into the light today.
Please let me see that yellow shine just one more time. Nathan had whispered, his voice cracking like dry winter ice as he stood on the snow-covered driveway with his injured arm strapped tightly in a blue medical sling right before the rusted remains of his 1972 AMC Javelin. Standing there in the freezing air watching this 81-year-old enthusiast bundle up in a brown suede blazer just to face his tattered past, I realized the massive layer of sun-baked silt and decaying leaves burying this classic yellow muscle car was far more than just a messy exterior. It was the literal physical weight of a man's forgotten youth left to freeze in the dark. Nathan had owned this high-performance cruiser since the 70s, loving it as his ultimate pride and joy until life got to overwhelming and the heavy brick garage door was shut for good 37 long years ago. Now this tired old man stood there, his glasses fogging up and the cold eyes fixed on the flat tires and severe rust bubble panels, as if apologizing to the metal for letting his physical decline keep him from fulfilling his lifelong promise of a full restoration. I saw a gentleman whose fractured arm mirrored the frozen state of his vehicle, and I knew that if I did not get this rare automotive icon winched out of the debris and detailed back to its former glory, I would be failing a beautiful piece of American history that everyone else in town had already written off as total junk. The Javelin was an absolute biohazard zone on the inside, the overwhelming smell of stagnant moisture, rodent nest, and deep-seated mold hitting me like a physical blow the moment I pried open the heavy tattered doors and finding that mice had chewed through the entire dashboard assembly. There were nasty grimy messes across the vinyl bucket seats and thick layers of garage dust that made it truly hard to even look at, but every time I pulled our winch cable tight to drag the heavy beast across the snow bank, I was not just cleaning a vehicle, I was unearthing the tangible fragments of Nathan's soul. I found an original rusted AMC metal keychain buried deep under the emergency brake lever, a silent witness to 1,000 high-speed memories and highway drives that Nathan had guarded in his heart without complaint. Even as his own body grew frail, I spent 14 long and grueling hours wearing a respirator to pressure wash 37 years of caked-on dirt away and using heavy cutting wheel pads to shave off the extreme paint oxidation, because it was impossible to see the classic muscle lines otherwise. The amount of pitch-black sludge and foul water I extracted from those tattered mats was staggering, and for hours, the only sound was the steady, rhythmic hum of my extractor and the hopeful silence of an old man waiting outside on the snow for a miracle. I took my sweet time compounding the hood and cleaning out the chrome grille until the bright yellow paint caught the daylight like a fresh coat of lacquer once more. When we finally finished the detailing transformation, it felt like an absolute victory over the darkness that had tried to swallow Nathan's past forever. He told me that seeing the Javelin looking brand new didn't just clean his car, it made him feel like the weight of his physical injuries had been lifted from his shoulders, giving him back a sense of pride he thought was buried under the garage dust forever. It is never just about the stains, it is about acknowledging that our history is worth the hard work, and that even when our bodies are tired, our legacy deserves to be polished until it shines. 14 hours of sweat to trade for the tearful smile of an old man who finally saw his youth reflected in the clean yellow paint is a price far too cheap for me. But what about you? If you found your dream car rotting away in a forgotten garage for 37 years, would you put in the grueling labor to bring it back? Or would you let the winter bury the memory forever? Comment your choice below, and are you ready to see your own legacy shine again?